sempre suare, sempre
In terms of Rotary International, they have a minimum number of members per district to formulate or formalize a district. We, as well as the Eastern Cape districts, were slightly under that in terms of membership numbers. So we are then forced to, in fact, merge. That has happened as from the beginning of July, the 1st of July this year, and we now have, in fact, 100 Rotary clubs in an area which stretches from Potchefstroom to Richards Bay to Jeffreys Bay, around Kimberley, and including the country of Lesotho. So we have about 2,100 Rotarians at this point in time in the new district known as District 9370. Currently, there are 3 districts that cover, South Africa at this stage.
Okay, but it might be a stupid question now, but isn't this like a church losing, losing members and then having to merge with another gemeente, as they say in Afrikaans? I mean, aren't you moving backwards?
In reality, yes, we are moving backwards because service organizations worldwide are losing members. So yes, it is this consolidation, but we hope in the not too distant future to build that up again. And then once we get above those thresholds, we then have a choice of splitting districts again. However, I don't think that would ever come about. Rotary for the last 10 years worldwide has had 1.2 million members worldwide in over 200 countries. We've also lost 1.2 million members over the last 10 years. So we've actually stagnated and just held at 1.2. And it's typical of a lot of service organizations in the world at the moment.
I wanted to ask you, how does it compare with the others, the other service organizations like Lions and so on?
Yeah, it's Rotary is the oldest in the world. It's about 108 years old at this point in time. Started in Chicago. So it certainly is the strongest and the biggest in the world. And certainly from a governance point of view, it's world renowned for its governance. Every single cent of Rotary's money gets taken and spent and is audited. Every single Rotary club in the world is audited every single year. So it's a tough game to be in, but it is 100% volunteers. None of us get paid for what we do. We do it for the good of the community. And I mean, I think at the end of the day, I'm not too sure that the community benefits as much as we ourselves benefit by working for the community. I think that's really where
it's time for the commercial. You say you want to grow. Now tell people why they should join Rotary to grow.
Well, I think there's a great need, and I think there's a great want for people to do good. And I think with Rotary, you get given an opportunity to do good in the right places at the right time for the right people, because the procedures in analysing projects, we don't just go into it willy-nilly. We really do look and have a needs analysis, and we look at sustainable projects, and where we are really at the coalface, and we really do make a difference. Our biggest accolade at this very point in time from a Rotary worldwide point of view is the elimination of polio, the eradication of polio from the world. A little project started in the Philippines at a small little Rotary club in 1985. Probably by the end of next year, polio would have been eradicated from the world. So collectively, it is just such a small little thought, but collectively one can achieve so much. So I think that if somebody wants to do something and really wants to make a difference, Rotary is a fantastic forum for them to do it.
You mentioned polio. Anything new on the on your list at the moment?
The communicable diseases generally, I think they are looking at, but no, there's no specific function. They talk about TB and they talk about malaria at this point in time. So I think it's probably those two that are going to get the focus once polio is eradicated. Though to keep it eradicated, there's a whole program that has to continue. Obviously, the immunization, etc., etc. But it's just been an unbelievable success.
HIV/AIDS
HIV/AIDS is every single club in every single district in Africa is in fact HIV/AIDS linked. So every single one of us are doing projects at that level, but not at the government level. We're doing it at a club level, into the township sort of level, at clinic level, I guess.
Any congresses on the horizon? Any meetings, international meetings in South Africa?
Yeah, Johan, we've Rotary International holds a world conference every year in a different country. This last year, Lisbon had 23,000 delegates. The year before, Bangkok had 33,000 delegates. These are Rotarians from all over the world that travel, so they're relatively big spenders. They're very qualified tourists and also delegates. At the end of October this year, we will know whether Durban has been successful in securing the 2019 Rotary International Convention, where they're expecting 20,000 delegates. This will be the biggest conference ever held in Durban. Durban, they say, has got the best conference facilities on the African continent, and this will be the first time in 108 years of Rotary history that a convention will be actually held on African soil. We've called it Africa Calling, and that's our pitch for it. And as I say, within 4 weeks from now, we will know whether we in fact have been successful.
Who takes this decision? I mean, who decides on this?
The decision is a Rotary International board decision, so it goes up through the processes, but we had I'm part of a bid committee that put the bid together here. We competed with 7 other cities around the world, and we were chosen shortlisted, and we now are up for approval subject to one or two things that had to be qualified and confirmed, which was sent off literally to Rotary in the last week or so. So 4 weeks time the board sits, and hopefully we get the nod.
Is South Africa the only country, or are you up against other countries, or is it just a yes or no for South Africa?
At this point in time, we've already beaten all the other countries for 2019, but we need to make sure that we can supply enough accommodation, supply the transport, the security is okay. So there's a few issues that we had to embellish on just to confirm. So we're not competing at this point in time with any country. We have competed and we beat them. But now they just need to make sure that we can literally supply what we suggest we can. We're very confident, and I'm pretty sure it's going to happen in 2019. The city, as a matter of interest, the city and the province have already donated, or not donated, but committed 44 million rand to Rotary, and that really is for the expense of the ICC itself. So you can see how the tourism and the city and the province are really very, very keen to have this conference. It's a big spending conference.
Thank you very much.
Pleasure, Jan. Thank you.